Number
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Yeah. Yes. So, what was the last discussion?
Project variance calculations.
And did we complete it?
No, sir.
Okay. So, on the variance we have calculated. Okay. So, just tell me the last. Which we have completed.
We are on a calculation of project variance. Sir.
Project variance and what was the project variance? Did we calculate the complete project variance?
No, sir.
No, we have not. All right. So, just tell me the list of activities. 1-2. Next.
2-3,
Okay.
2-4,
Okay.
3-6,
Okay.
3-5,
3 dash.
5, 4-6, 5-7, 6-7.
So, what is the value of A?
4, 5, 4, 15, 10, 8, 4, 1.
What is the value of B?
8,
Okay.
15,
Okay.
12, 25, 26, 16, 12, 3.
So variance equation, I have given the equation of variance. Did I give?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So variance of the equation. Variance equation was what was the variance equation?
B minus A.
So it is nothing but B minus divided by 6 whole square, right? So likewise, we have to start calculating the variance. Did we calculate the variance of each and every activity?
No, sir.
No, we have not done that. Okay, so first calculate the first variance. 8 minus 4 divided by 6 whole square. Find out the answer. Similarly for this. 15 minus
0.4.
15 minus 5. So how much is this? 0.
44.
What is this?
2.77.
Likewise, this is
1.77.
2.77. 7.11.
1.77.
1.77.
Then
0.11.
0.11.
0.11.
all right. So those who have completed this can consider the previous critical path. So what is the critical path? This example. Previous example, we have calculated the critical path. Correct? For the same problem, we have already defined the critical path or the project completion date. Right? The path which actually helps in determining the project completion date. So what was the critical path of this problem?
One dash, two dash. 3-5-7.
All right. So just list the critical activities and also list their variances. So list their variance. Okay, and just sum it up. That will be the variance of the project. Did I make the point here? First, we are supposed to list all the critical activities, and also we have to list their variances, and then we have to sum it up. Okay, then we have to sum it up. That will be the variance of the project. So similar like what you have done for the previous example. Previous example, you have only listed the estimated project activity duration. Then you added up. In this case, you have to list all the critical activities, also list their variances, okay, and sum it up. That will be the variance. Is it done? This as a variances of each activity. Critical path from the previous example. Critical path from the previous example is equal 1, 2. So what are the list of critical activities? What are the list of, what is the list of critical activities here?
1-2,
First one is 1-2. Okay.
2-3,
Okay.
3-5, 5-7.
5-7. Correct. So what are their variances?
0.44, 2.77, 7.11, 1.77.
1.7. So just submit up all this. So whatever the sum total we get, that will be the variance of the
12.09.
variance of the project. 12.9. That is the everyone getting the same answer? Everyone getting the same answer?
Yes, sir.
Uh, Now, towards the end of the semester, we'll solve one more problem once we have finished all complete syllabus. Okay, just remind me and make note in your notebook that probability. Make note of this. Probability of the project completion duration is pending. Determination of project completion duration is pending. Just make note of it. Possibly once all the syllabus gets over, we'll solve this problem. Somewhere just make note of this in your notebook. So this is nothing but what this topic is all about. Probability of project completion duration. Here there are 3 different time estimates. Is it right? For each of the activity, the project manager has mentioned the optimistic time estimate, pessimistic time estimate, and the most likely time estimate. And there is all possibility that the project completion duration also may vary. It may not be exactly the time estimate what we have determined in our previous class. Is it right? So we have to determine what is the probability of completing the project on that particular time estimate or any of the time estimate. So in the previous class, what was the project completion duration we have obtained? Previous example, determined one project completion duration. What was that?
For 40 days.
40 days, is it right? Exact 40. Okay, now here this probability is nothing but we are trying to determine what is the probability that the project may complete within 45 days or 50 days, so on and so forth. The probability. And this we have studied in our first semester, how to determine the probability. So here we are using normal. Okay. Let's see it when we are actually solving this problem. All right. So this we will keep it pending and solve it towards. So we'll go for the next module. We'll start with the new module. So I'm going to the next screen about the group assignment. Okay, now everyone have already submitted this project topic. Now, next I want the list of activities. Already you have decided what topic you are going to select for this. Now I want the list of activities and their duration. Are you getting this? So just mail me the list of activities you have chosen and their duration. That's it. So there should be minimum 10 activities. Minimum 10 activities. 10. Okay, in a project, and proper or detailed description should be there. Detailed description of activity. Activity must be there. Okay, are you getting this? That means what? Detailed description of the activity means what? Let us assume that cashew industry. Cashew process, rice processing, rice processing project. One of the activity can be can be procuring the raw rice. Okay, raw rice from the APMC. Okay, is it right? So this has to be clearly mentioned rather than just mentioning, only, rather than mentioning that purchase of raw material. Purchase of raw material means what? Like it should not be like very generic, is it right? So this is a wrong way of mentioning the project activity. Purchase of raw material is fine, but what raw material is required for that particular project, that is important. The proper description has to be there. So this happens to be right. Okay, are you getting this? So there should be a proper description of each of that. It should not be like in general you are telling this. Machine means, let's assume that the next activity is purchase of machineries. Machineries for what purpose? So that has to be properly mentioned, right? Like this, each of the activities have decided and listed. So the group members have to sit or discuss with each other and finalize this and send it to me by this month 18. Okay, this month 18. That is 18th is Sunday. Let's collect it on 19th, Monday. 19th of this month. Everyone are supposed to give you the list of activities, also the duration. Okay? There is nothing much activity in this. To only decide on the list of activities and their duration. That's it. Okay. So this is to be done. Any doubts in this? Any doubts? To July. Okay, no doubts. 19th of July at 4:30 p.m. Everyone are supposed to submit it to the class CR. Okay, class CR class here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the class here has to collect all the activities from each of the board. In case if they are not submitting on time, you need not have to run behind them. Okay. See that whoever submits it to the class here, you just collect it from there and submit it to me by 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock on 19th of June. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So you need not have to follow up for the list of activities. So only role what you have to play is you have to collect the list of Word doc what they are submitting and send it to me by mail. Send it to me by mail. Okay?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
All right. So this is one thing. And next thing is about the handwritten assignment. Assignment 2. Handwritten assignment. I'm just recalling this what I told in the beginning. Handwritten assignment. This is an individual assignment, correct? Minimum 6 questions have to be solved from each module. Minimum 6 questions must be solved. Must be solved from each module. Okay, you select what which questions you want to solve. All right, so this is how the second assignment was mentioned. Now, handwritten assignment, the deadline for this would be 16th of August. Why? Because the September first week we are winding up the semester. 16th of August, see that you are submitting the assignment. So possibly by day end, you can submit the assignment. But by 16th of August, soft copy. It should be handwritten assignment. Like whatever you did it for your sessional, same thing, or whatever you did in the previous semester, that is my subject, research methodology subject, how you have submitted handwritten assignment, the same way you're supposed to submit it. Okay, there is no change in it. Obviously, now you are experienced now how to submit the assignment, especially in my subject. So possibly there you may not have much of the doubts. So 16th of August, you are supposed to submit it. Whatever syllabus gets completed until this date, you can submit the assignment until okay. Whatever syllabus gets completed until 16th, you can solve those problems. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
And again, the criteria remains the same. The understanding, whatever criteria was there in the previous semester, the same thing continues. I'm not going to repeat this. Okay. Now, we start with a new module. Module. What this module is all about? Let's see. Linear program.
Okay.
Otherwise, the 30 minutes is the problem. Okay, let's see. We'll just try to. Okay, what I will do is I will directly go to the problem definition, and there I will try to explain what exactly this topic is all about. All right. For example, one linear program. Okay, a firm is engaged. Just write this question. A firm is engaged. Purchasing the two products, table and okay. One table. One table requires 2 kgs and 4 hours. While one chair requires one chair requires 3 kgs. Paper. So let's take down this problem. Okay, one of the questions I have received is that how do we select the questions for the written assignment? So for the written assignment, you can select questions either from the sources, internet, or from the textbook, whatever you have received. Correct. So whatever I am solving it in the class, those problems include those problems. Apart from those problems, whatever I solve in the apart from that problem, you can solve some other questions which is solved in the textbook and which is similar to what I am doing it in the class. Okay, so the sources are two. One is the textbook which you have received, and the second source is the internet. But you can solve only those questions which are similar to what I am doing it in the class.
Sir,
Yes,
only 6 questions, right, sir?
minimum is 6. If you want, you can solve some more. Minimum is
Sir,
So-
is there any page limit?
age limit is not there.
Okay, sir.
But since it is 10 marks, carries 10 marks, there should be some substantial amount of pages.
Okay, sir.
Possibly now you have some idea, right? Already
Yes,
submitted
yes.
the handwritten assignment in the first semester. So it is the same thing.
Okay, sir.
So the criteria is mainly the neatness. It should be neat. And second thing is understanding of the concept. And also 6 questions means yes, it's better if you have some more pages because it should not be like you should solve the questions keeping semester end examination perception in mind, correct? Why? Because let's assume that the same question arrives in the examination for 10 marks or 5 marks. How you are going to write it in the final examination? So keeping that as a perspective, you can write the assignment. Just as an example, let us consider one of the question may be write different steps in determining the project completion duration. So let us assume that this question is for 10 marks. So how would you approach this question? Right? So keeping that in mind, you can just solve the assignment. So in that scenario, if you are writing only half a page of answers, that not be appropriate. Right? So you will have to write steps of determining the project completion duration. Along with that, some examples, and you can elaborate it with determining some of the parameters. See that you are developing on that particular topic. So somehow add some more content and the perception of final examination. If you are writing the assignment, that is better. What happens is 6 questions means even if you write half a page answer, if it is a problem, that is fine, not an issue. But if it is a theory, see that you are solving at least 1 page write up on whatever topic. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So this is the question. The total available. It is total available. Labor of 1 unit of labor of 1 chair sorted is of okay. So formula linear. So in operation research, there is one thing to observe. Are lengthy. Questions are lengthy. So you will not find any of the questions. Questions are your line. Usually ranging, the questions will be ranging from 5 to 6 lines. So it will be lengthy. But this is a simple topic. Okay. Not take much time. So see that you are compared to project network. This is a simpler topic. So anyone wants to go back to the previous screen? Is it done? Is this done?
Yes, sir.
The next. Fine. Fine with everyone.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll start with solution. All right. Now, what is the main objective of LPP? So before starting with we'll just tell what exactly is the objective of LPP. Okay. Now, let us assume that a person has one. Now the question is, he wants to, he or she, there are three alternate. First alternative, fixed deposit. Fixed deposit, 7%. Purchase of shares. Third option is somewhere annual. Now the problem is that this investor has put some constraints. First, minimum amount has to be equal to 10%. Second is are the constraints. Okay. These are the constraints. Next is minimum amount in the fixed deposit. Maximum amount in mutual fund is 60,000. All right. Now, what is our objective? We are actually basically investors. Let us assume that, okay, or we are the brokers. Whatever you want. Okay, so our role is we have to take the money from this guy, and we have to decide which alternate we are going to invest the money, fixed deposit, shares, or mutual fund. We can invest our complete money in fixed deposit, no problem. But on the interest rate is here. Then compare. And the person who is really returns more option. Okay. So similarly, mutual fund is also a very good option. The only thing is that there is a lot of market always related to the fluctuations that happen in market demand, supply chain. That is the reason there should be some sort of a balance when there is an investment being done. So what is that right balance? How much amount should be invested in mutual fund? How much amount should be invested? And how much should be invested in fixed deposit? So this has to be proper. And that is the main role of the what is the ideal amount. So these are the different constraints. Now with these constraints, how to determine the right balance? So that is basically the decision point. The consultant or the consultant has to decide the right balance the right combination of yes. Okay, is it fine? So how does LPP help here? LPP actually has different types of methods. And there is also simplex method, so on and so forth. Simplex method is not there for syllabus, not that for our, but this is graphical method is there for our syllabus. So in this we'll be discussing what would be the how to determine the right combination of the different types. Okay, is it understood? Any doubts? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So this is done. So this is not a part of the solution. This is just an example. We're not starting with the solution. Okay, so we'll start with the solution. We'll write some lines. Solution. Let us assume that there are tables manufactured X1 and number of pairs manufactured. Is it fine? So it is given that one table requires 2 kg. Therefore, x1 number of tables requires. Okay, one table requires 2 kgs of food. In that case, if the company is deciding to manufacture x1 number of tables, how many kgs of food is required? Let us assume this x1 is 10. Okay. Let us assume that the company wants to manufacture 10 tables. Then what is the total kgs of food required? One table requires 2 kgs. So 10 tables would require how much?
20.
20. That means how much is the requirement here? X1 number of tables would require how much food? Should it be 2x1? Okay. So any doubts until this?
No, sir.
How about other? Okay. So X1 number of tables require 2x1 raw material. So that is nothing but one table requires 2 tables. That X1 number of tables would require how much? Nothing but 2x1 tables of. So similarly, one table requires 4 hours of labor. So what should be the total number of hours for x1 number of tables? One chair requires how much? One chair requires how many kgs of wood?
3 kg.
3 kgs. 3 kgs of wood. Then x2 chairs would require how much kgs of wood?
Three x2.
Correct. So we will write one last statement and then we will continue. Until here, any doubts? So until we finish this slide, can anyone think of an equation? Total available wood is 60 kgs. Total required wood for tables is 2x1, and total required wood for chairs is 3x2. So can anyone think of an equation here? Total available is 60 kgs. Total required for total raw material required for table is 2x1, and total raw material required for chair is 3x2. Can anyone think of an equation here? Any equations possible? So in case if anyone wants me to go back to the previous, just let me know. Total available wood is equal to 60 kgs. Therefore, x1 number of tables plus x2 number of or wood required for and required for x2 number of chairs. So what should be the equation? Anyone? Can anyone tell the equation? Question is 2x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 60 kg. Right? Two x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 60 kg. Is it right? Or any doubts? Is there any doubts?
No, sir.
All right, then go to the class. Thank you. everyone.
Thank you, sir.